This program deals with devil worship and satanic beliefs. It contains explicit scenes and descriptions of violent crimes and rituals. Because of the program's theme and controversial subject matter, parental discretion should be exercised.
Everybody, and welcome to the Villain Cult Podcast. We are the most horrible podcast on earth, and I am your host, the one-man crime spree, the world champion of videos, and the man that's causing all of this, Roy Goddamn. And I am joined, as always, by my esteemed colleague. He is the Duke of Danzig, the Alpha Romeo, Eric, the ladies fight for his delight, Lawton. How you doing this week, dude?
Doing all right, man.
Well, I know we're filming this show on Monday. Eric hates to film on Monday, so we're just going to get to it, man, because love is going to fill the air.
I ain't got nothing nice to say to you motherfuckers, man.
Man,
I got nothing nice to say.
Love is about to fill the air. Let's get Mike Lockhart out here right now, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. You wanted the best. You got the best. He was born California dreamin' because he keeps the ladies screamin' because he is a pussy-licking demon with villain-flavored semen. He is Mike fucking Lockhart. All right, Mike, welcome to the fucking show, man. How you doing this week?
Good afternoon, cunts.
Well, as always, we are here to do what we do best, the Villain Cult Podcast, and I want to say to everybody that we're going to get rid of all the negativity. Last week, we had a lot of negative stuff on the show, but we had a lot of people reach out to the show. In fact, we were overwhelmed by people reaching out to the show, asking for more love advice from Mike fucking Lockhart. And, we're just going to have to do what we do best, and we're going to do a Villain Cult Loveline episode.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content.
Loveline. Viewer discretion advised.
We had over 300 questions come in, and we have picked out the top 4 questions from all of those questions. And I think we should just get down to business because nobody knows love like Mike Lockhart. Eric, let's read the first question that we got this week for the show.
All right, we got Laura Knox from Nashville, Tennessee. She writes, both of my parents are deaf. Recently, they allowed my boyfriend to start spending the night. The problem is when my parents have sex, they are very loud because they are deaf. My boyfriend hears them start moaning, gets very turned on, and asks me to have sex while they are having sex. Is this kinky or wrong? I don't really like doing it. What should I do?
Well, I mean, I'm going to just jump right in here. I know this is Mike's forte with the love advice, but I don't really see anything wrong with it, man. I mean, I think it'd be kind of hot, hearing deaf people moaning in the other room. It would be pretty fucking awesome. But, I say roll with it and, maybe even get mom and dad to come in and join you guys. But
I'm digging that.
So here's the thing. Your boyfriend's a better man than I am. I actually had sex with a deaf chick once, and mid-coitus, she made that moaning sound that made me fucking bust out laughing, man. An immediate boner killer, all right? So if your dude's getting hard from this stuff, then fucking keep rolling with it, all right? He's a keeper.
All right, sounds like you guys should probably keep doing it, man. Sounds like a lot of fun to me, man. So
yeah, this guy's got a very active libido. If he's the kind of guy that gets turned on by guttural cave moaning coming from the side of the, this guy's ready to fucking be, knocking some boots all night.
Maybe this is her parents' fetish, man. Maybe they like having people over at the house and going at it loud. Maybe that's what gets them off. Stop thinking about your fucking self, Laura, and think about your parents.
Yeah, seriously. What are you thinking?
Fuck yeah! I mean, how old are these people? They got to be at least in their 40s, 50s. They're not going to be on this fucking planet forever, and you're all getting uptight about their sex life. They're still fucking doing it after making you selfish bitch.
Yeah, and fucking hold the phone here, all right?
Listen, fucked up her badge.
If your boyfriend's popping a boner at the sound of these fucking mongoloids moaning in the other room, then obviously you're not putting out enough either. So, Laura, you're the fucking monster in this scenario, not your fucking parents.
All right, man. There we have it. So,
Laura, you roll with it. Count your blessings that you got, bitch. Okay?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
So there we have it. Go ahead. Let's get to the next question, man. What do you got for us?
This question comes from Ricky Thomas. Love the show, and this is my first time writing in. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 23 in college, and I know that's late to the dance. My question for the cult is, how old were each of you when you lost your virginity, and do you have any funny stories to tell about that magic moment?
Well, fuck, Eric, you go first, man. When did you lose your fucking virginity, man?
Okay, other than the Catholic priests, as a child, I lost my virginity at the age of 15. To a redheaded skank who my homie had just banged, and I tried to have a go at it. It was just nasty.
Oh my god! So you literally got fucking sloppy seconds on this shit?
Well, she fucking She didn't want to do it with him because apparently he was too big, but apparently I was just her size at least,
Okay.
So,
all right, Mike.
I knew the bitch, but he was like bigger than me. He was my neighbor, and he just kind of like bulldogged me because he was an asshole.
So basically, your first time was a 3-way with the next door neighbor skank.
No. I ended up taking her back to my house. My mom's apartment.
Okay. She met your mom?
Oh, no. My parents were still gone, and, I had time to be incredibly disappointed to the sounds of Metallica Kill 'Em All cassette that I bought in Mexico.
It probably would have been a lot hotter if she was
I had
fucking
Kill 'Em All,
deaf.
Phantom Lord was playing, it was...
Wow, you remember everything. I gotta say, man,
She had freckles all over her fucking body, dude. She was not... it was not what I wanted. It was not,
oh my god!
It was not what I had. I'm sitting here looking at these Playboy magazines and Jugs magazines and all this shit, and looking at these bitches.
Well, that's
what I had. What I had in my bed was just not up to par, dude. I so I stayed out of the game for a little bit after that. I was kind of a loser in high school.
That's pretty fucked up, man. Having to lose your fucking virginity to ugly ginger girl. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say right now, I actually don't really.
As a matter of fact,
this is gonna sound crazy, but I think I only vaguely remember the first time that I ever had sex.
I'm sure they only vaguely remember it too.
You motherfuckers. So basically, I mean, from what I remember of it, it was actually a girl named. Oh my god! I think her name was Pam. She was banging me and like 6 other guys, not at the same time, but just everybody was literally sneaking in this chick's window and fucking her. It was, I was probably 15 or 16 at the time. I don't actually remember the details, but since there is such a feeling of love in the air, let me take this time to share another story that was just a little bit after when I lost my virginity. So. When I was 18, I left the East Coast and moved to San Diego, California with my fucking now deceased father. And, we had a good time. My dad was not like other dads. Basically, I will never forget one time we went off to Tijuana to go to the dog races. And I'm like barely 18 years old. We just moved to San Diego. We go over to Tijuana. This is when you could still do that without passports and all that bullshit. But we ended up going to the dog races. And, we were like really financially bad off. Like when we moved to California, I sold a big record collection. And, anyway, this is an all true story. So we go there, we go to the dog races. And I literally was just picking the dogs off of their names. Like, hey, this sounds awesome. I like Bingo's butthole, number 7. So I'm going to pick that. So, we go to the dog races and I fucking hit, dude. And I get like $1,000. Okay. I'm 18. We're pretty much financially destitute at that point. And instead of going back to San Diego and like getting our shit together, my dad suggests and says, look, I want to do something I should have done a long time ago, son. And I'm going to take you to a fucking whorehouse. And
with your money.
I shit you not. At 18, with the $1,000 we just run at the fucking dog race, my dad takes me to a goddamn whorehouse in Tijuana. And it gets fucking better. So, we go into a room and I remember there's like, it's literally right out of an 80s movie. Like it's, low light, like a red light. And it's like fat, older Mexican women. And, they're not very hot at all, man. So at any rate, at this point, I go ahead and pick out the girl that I like. And my dad picks out a girl too, and I set him up and we go off to our rooms and, I proceed to fuck this, whore in fucking Tijuana in this whorehouse. And I remember, like, it was really awful because, like, I had to wear a rubber. And she's like, at the last second, she's like, do you want a blowjob? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, that'll be $15 extra. So, like, I'm literally in the middle of saying I could pull out $15 more for this bitch. All the while, my dad's like, don't take your eyes off your wallet or anything because they'll like fucking try to rob you, right? So anyway, I finish up my business and I go down and, there was actually a cab driver who took us to the whorehouse. And that was another part of the story that I kind of glazed over. But the cab driver guy waited for us and everything. And so I'm waiting down there with the cab driver. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, And all of a sudden, a giant Mexican rolls down the stairs, bloody. And then my dad comes down, and I hear bitches screaming, and my dad's bleeding out of his fucking eye and shit. And we jump into the cab, and like basically, the chick tried the $15 blowjob trick with my dad, and he was like, fuck you, I'm not giving you $15 extra. And then, she starts banging on the wall. My dad tells me the story in the cab, because we jump in the cab and we make our getaway. But basically what happened was she tried to pull the $15 blowjob trick. And my dad says, no fucking way. So she bangs on the wall and in comes like the bouncer of the Tijuana whorehouse. My dad proceeds to beat this dude's ass. He punches my dad. He's bleeding. He throws the other guy down the stairs and he rolls out the door. We jump into the cab and make our getaway. But, that is, a little bit better than my original losing my virginity story. And it was just a couple of years later. But,
your dad may be the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
It's a true fucking story because, dude, we jumped in the fucking car. He's bleeding and shit. Cabbie guy takes us to the border. We get out and literally eat like, dog tacos or whatever the fuck it is that they serve at the Tijuana border back in like 1988, 89 is when this happened. And,
those were great tacos, man. They still are.
Dude, they were fucking amazing, man. I mean, if it was dog, it was the best goddamn dog I've ever eaten, man. But that is my losing my fucking virginity story, guys. So that was my fucking dad, man. And, so I saved the fucking worst for last. I guess we're going to have to hear, how did you lose your fucking virginity, Mike Lockhart?
Well, I'm still saving myself for that special someone, man. my dad had a habit of bringing women home from the bar, but this one particular evening, he brought home this 24-year-old homeless woman. And Papa Lockhart decided, to sit her in the living room while he went to take a shower. And I guess he forgot about her on a fucking bender and went and crashed in his own bed, all right? So I'm stuck in this room. Now I'm 14, mind you. And I'm stuck in this room with this homeless lady that is fucking terrifying me, all right? I mean, she's not too disheveled where you can't tell that she's a woman, all right? But, I mean, she's kind of pushing towards that garbage pail kid thing. So after a few minutes of fucking, me shaking in my fucking boots, I'm like, hey, do you want to take a shower or something while you're waiting for my dad? And she went into the shower of 4 and came back out of 5.5, man. So we talk a little bit more, and she decides, I guess, to go lay down in my dad's bed. The next morning, my dad gets up, walks out of the house, doesn't say anything about it, and leaves this homeless chick there. She proceeds to come out about an hour later and tells me that my dad's going to be gone for 3 days and she's going to stay there at the house with me, all right? This woman, whose name that I have forgotten since last night, and I guarantee you my father doesn't fucking know either, has just let this woman have fucking free reign over me for the next 3 days while he's out of town. Well, I look like I'm fucking 18 years old at 14, one thing leads to another. And one evening, this lady's making me fucking macaroni, all right? And comes and sits down like shoulder to shoulder with me. Now, I'm not only terrified because, one, I'm a dumb fucking kid and this is a woman, but two, this bitch is fucking homeless, man. So one thing leads to another and we end up fucking knocking boots, all right? Granted, not a great fucking tale that you want to tell at the dinner table and everything, but it happened a few times. Day 3, my dad calls. And, he's like, hey, are you doing okay? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm doing actually pretty good, I guess. And anyways, he says that he's left $200 with this chick to feed me, all right? And this bitch has been feeding me macaroni for the last 3 days. So I tell him what's up. And he's fucking loses his mind over the phone. He's like 600 miles away. And he's like, you tell that fucking homeless bitch to get out of the fucking house. And I'm like, okay. So I don't know what to do, all right? So I go in there and I'm like, so my dad says you gotta go. And she's like, but this is my home now. You're my son. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? That made it even creepier, all right? Oh, so wow. Anyways, yeah, dad calls back. I get him on the horn with her and everything. Whatever he fucking said, that bitch was out in like 2 fucking minutes. So that's how I lost my virginity, to a fucking homeless woman that was babysitting me.
Yeah, man, slow clap. That was
wow.
I had no idea what the fuck that story was.
My dad's done so many fucked up things, and he's never done anything remotely like that.
Well, dude, I'd wake up and we'd have.
I mean, my dad's just left me like unannounced for days and days, but at least he didn't bring a homeless woman and forget to fuck her. And then,
well, wait a minute, was she fucking hot
and
at
give
all?
her money.
Nah, she was a 4 going into the shower and a 5.5 coming out, man.
Yeah, I caught that, but I mean, does she look like anybody we might recognize? Like,
oh, jeez,
look like anybody? I mean, do you remember that?
Does she look like Roseanne Barr? Does she look like?
Don't fucking hate me for this, man. She looks like Juliette Lewis at her skankiest, and I wouldn't fuck that with a stolen dick, man. Like I said, in hindsight, it's pretty rough, man. Easily my bottom 5.
Did you bareback her?
I was 14.
Hell yeah, he was 14.
You barebacked a homeless bitch.
He found the fucking hole, dude.
Yeah, hey, listen, my dad left me with a homeless chick and 3 boxes of macaroni. Do you think he ever had the fucking birds and the bees talk with me?
All right, man. Fucking Dude, that shit was fucking unreal, man. So do we have I know we've got like a couple more questions.
Yeah.
What else do we have here, man?
This is, this one's a bit pitiful. Okay, this one is sent in by our friend Justin Ch. He's a fan of the show. I know he's had some constructive criticism regarding the show.
Dude, I know that guy, man. He lives in fucking Kernville, North Carolina and shit, right?
Oh.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure. I think I know who
the show with him on the internet a couple times, and he's had some constructive things to say regarding, how we do the show and stuff. And appreciate it, Justin. Here we go. So Justin says, so before I go any farther, I just want to say I'm not gay. Recently, I was out partying at a bar with friends. I'm a bit of a lightweight, and I got hammered fast, and I had to go pee. I was in the bathroom and kept hearing a tapping sound. I look over, and there's this guy in a closed stall tapping his feet 3 times. I ignored it and then noticed the stall next to him was open, and it looked like lips sticking out. Once again, I'm not gay, but curiosity got the better of me. Long story short, very short, I stuck my dick in the hole and let this guy blow me. I came almost immediately. I sat down to catch my breath, and then his cock came through the hole. Now, I'm not gay, but I felt obligated to give him head. I had never done it before, and I guess it was good because he came fast. He started knocking, and I didn't know what to do, so I pulled back and got cum all over me. I was washed up afterward, and he came out of the stall, and it was awkward, but we sort of hit it off and exchanged numbers. I told him I didn't do this often and that I wasn't gay. We hung out one other time, okay? And when we met up, I noticed he had a huge cold sore. Ooh, Justin. So I went into panic mode and immediately left. Now I'm panicking. I don't know if he gave me herpes or if I gave him herpes. His cock was fine when I saw it, so maybe I'm overreacting. But I went back to the glory hole again, and I'm scared that I may have... Okay, his cock was fine when I saw it, so maybe I'm overreacting. But I went back to that glory hole again, and I'm scared that I may have given herpes to 2 other people or vice versa.
Oh, fuck.
Help me, Mike, please.
Oh, shit, man. I mean, I just want to say right now, man, I used to watch Loveline when I was a fucking kid. I mean, that's actually what kind of helped me come with the idea to do a Villain Cult Loveline, and herpes is nothing to fuck around with. I remember Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla used to always say that you could actually be a carrier and not even show symptoms, so it doesn't surprise me one bit that fucking Justin has fucking herpes. But Mike, what kind of advice do you have for this fucking guy? I knew this guy was a piece of trash, man.
Well, first off, let's just establish that he's not gay, okay?
He's not gay. He said it twice.
Well, according to that...
You don't need to reiterate that.
Anyways, yeah, like you said, man, herpes isn't nothing to fuck with. But what's even worse is going to a fucking glory hole not knowing etiquette, man. He fucking panicked whenever there's a knock. That means something's about to happen, man. That's the main problem with this entire thing. People go into these situations unprepared, man.
Yeah. I mean, really, dude, it's a sad story. I mean, we really don't have any advice, dude. Most likely you have contracted herpes, spread that shit around. I mean, that's how it happens. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure some bad shit went down, man. But Justin, if you're out there, man, go get yourself checked. That's probably our best advice to you. But do we have any more questions now for us, Eric?
Well, actually, let me get back to the glory hole thing. This is being serious. If any of you people are going to decide to do this, what you need to do is join a club that has these things hosted like once a week, all right? Get on FetLife.com, look around your area, find a safe thing, check it out, go that route.
Dude, you fucking know a lot about this. I mean, I'm worried, man. Fucking homeless bitches, glory hole fucking etiquette. What the fuck is going on?
Dude, he wears a mask all the time. I'm surprised he's not wearing a fucking rubber mask, dude. Why is this a surprise that he's an expert on this?
All right, man. Let's just get to the next question, man.
People are really upset about that mask.
Yeah.
This question comes from Mr. William Wang Jr. I have what is medically referred to as a micropenis. It's been a lifelong struggle with depression over what others think and has really effectively shut down my sex life and all but ruined my confidence. I recently had hernia surgery and it has made my penis recede inside me even more. So now I'm either a shower or a grower, and I'm scared to even let a woman see my penis now. Does size really matter? And how do I, or should I bring it up to a potential partner? Signed, Mr. Micropenis, William Wang Jr.
Oh my god, dude. I know this motherfucker too, man. I think I know a lot of these dudes. But anyway, so I don't even know what to tell him, man. Hernia surgery has ruined your already small penis. Mike, what do you got for him? You got anything, Eric? What do you got?
Well, listen, let's just get down to brass tacks here, all right? Unless you have money or cocaine, penis size fucking matters. It's just a simple fact, all right? If you got a small wang, then what you need to do is you need to either get money or coke, or you need to get really good at fisting, man.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely. Fucking
defenders of the faith.
All right, man. What else do we have? Do we have any more questions left?
That's it. That's all we got, man.
That's all we got, man. Well, fuck. That's it, man. I think that's just about the end of this week's Villain Cult Loveline, man. What else has been going on with you guys? What's going on with your neighbor, Lockhart? Anything new?
Neighbors moved, man. Yeah, it was a fucking real sad day for me. But, yeah, now I'm dealing with something a little weirder, man. I'm dating a younger chick. And
nice.
Yeah, she just graduated high school. Now, before either of you start patting me on the back, all right, the bitch is 20 years old and she almost aged out, okay? So it's not like I'm fucking the Brainiac team. But, yeah, so I'm dating a chick that's about to be 21 that graduated from fucking high school in May, man.
That's awesome.
She sounds like an excellent catch, man. But for me, man, I've been
I mean, was she like your son's girlfriend or something? And you stole
Nah, it was a weird thing. Nah, I met her on fucking FetLife. And,
really?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, this is the go-to.
FetLife, huh? Is that like FETT, like Boba Fett, or is
it's like fetishlife.com, fetlife.com.
Oh, Fetish Life. Okay.
No, it's FetLife is what it's called, but FET like fetish.
Wow, well, maybe you should check that one out, Eric. See if they have any gingers.
Yeah, right. I'll see if I can get them as a sponsor.
Oh, it's been a recurring theme for me, actually. There's been a lot of better ones than that one, I must say. A couple years later,
All right, we're just about to wrap this up, but I got to tell a funny story. This is actually a funny story that happened. I've been on the road a lot more lately. That's been part of the reason why we haven't been dropping as many shows as we would like. It's summertime. I've been traveling, going out and seeing people. And recently I went to visit Dallas, Texas, man. And I was helping a friend of mine who was doing a trade show. And he's like, hey, man, can you help me go to this trade show and drop me off? So I do, and I drop him off. And I get back to the venue to pick him up after the show. And it's closed, and there's, nobody's there to park or anything, but they still have the little gate thing closed. And I come out, and the guy says, I need $10 for you to go. And I'm like, to drive over there and pick up my friend? And so, my friend's actually over there with the head of the security, which is actually a police officer that works for Fort Worth. This was actually in Fort Worth. And I go, look, man, he's got this person on the phone. Officer Smith wants to talk to you. You need to let me in. I'm not paying $10. There's no reason to pay $10 for me just to, drive in here and pick up my friend and their stuff for them to show. And because the show was over, I mean, they were not collecting parking fees anymore. But at that point, man, I kind of lose my shit. And, that leads into the guy won't get on the phone and talk to the cop. So I'm like, get your fucking supervisor, do whatever you got to do. So another guy comes out. Now, this guy comes up and he's like, he won't even talk to me. He just looks in the car and I go, hey, dude, I'm all, Officer Smith wants to talk to you. He's got a spot reserved for me. He's literally like 150 feet around this corner. I just need to go in here. He's like, no, it's going to be $10. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not paying $10 at this point. You know, I mean, I fully got the $10, but I'm like, fuck these guys. So, you know, that morphs into the third guy showing up. And now this is where it starts to get really crazy. They call in like the HNIC, the guy who runs the whole fucking place. I don't know if he runs the actual property. This was actually at the Will Rogers Memorial Coliseum I was at. So the guy shows up and he pulls up like a cop or something. He pulls right up, parks behind me. Also at this point, I forgot till I left this out. Like 15 other people are waiting behind me to get in. And I can't back out or leave. Like, they won't let me out. I'm like, just let me leave. Like, just, they're like, no. So this guy comes up and, you know, I mean, pretty much he shows up and he's like, what can I help you with? And I'm like, well, I need to go in here and pick. I'm trying to get you guys to talk to the cop. And I go, he's actually walking up here right now. So now a police officer shows up. And I'm screaming out the window like, hey, these guys are fucking assholes. And then the one guy that pulls up, he's wearing like a pink shirt. And I'm like, you know, yeah, he's wearing this faggoty ass fucking pink shirt. Like, fuck this guy. You tell Officer Smith it's the asshole in the pink shirt. And, you know, and then so anyway, I mean, I'm throwing a shit fit. The guy's like, give me $10. I'm blocked in. A cop comes over. They have sort of a good old boys powwow. He's like, look, man, you know, these guys are with the show. Just let them in and let them get their shit out of here. So the guy comes up and the cop says, sorry, man. Dude in the pink shirt says, fuck you. He's $10. I'm like, you've got to be fucking shitting me. I'm like, well, I'm not giving these assholes $10. So fuck them. I will literally have my friend walk out here and like meet me and drag everything out here and, you know, make it a big make a big spectacle out of it. So at one point, fucking, you know, the guy says, you know, I say to the cop, I go, well, look, man, I'm going to be ruining these guys' days in the future. So, you know, and the guy looks at me and he's like, well, make sure you spell my name right. And I look at him and I go, well, let me make sure I got this right. Is it C-O-C-K? How do you spell that last name? S-U-C-K-E-R? Is that it, cocksucker? And he starts like, hey, fuck you, pal. And I was like, no, fuck you. You know, so like, dude, shit's just blown up. There's a cop there. He's actually advocating for me. But at the very end, my favorite part is I'm turning around in my car and the guy's like, I want to know your name. And I looked at him and I said, my name is Mike fucking Lockhart, and don't you ever fucking forget it. And that was the fucking, that was the highlight. So that was the highlight of my fucking trip to Dallas, man. I had a showdown with these guys over $10. And then, believe it or not, things were really crazy. Like, it was a big property and I ended up having to pay the $10 because like there was no other way. But at this point they let me turn around and I had left and, you know, so I came back up and the original guy who kind of started the whole thing was this really like this 450-pound Mexican guy who like just wasn't going to do the right thing and just let me in to pick up my friend, even though the show had closed. And, anyway, so I pulled up to him and I gave him the $10. I'm all, hit the fucking gym, fatty. And I fucking pulled off past him and everything. And then, you know, it was even, you know, it got even crazier. I'm just going to wrap it up there. But, you know, my partner who I was there to try to help actually came over and started yelling at them too. I mean, I was just trying not to get arrested and get out of Texas because, I mean, I had weed in the car and all kinds of shit. I didn't need any fucking trouble. But so that's just about it for this week, guys. Do you have anything else you want to add? One of the things I did want to say is Kiss fans are maybe some of the worst fucking humans I have ever met in my life. As you guys all have been knowing, if you've been following along with the show, we used to have a group of Kiss fans that we sort of supported and helped on Facebook. And that has long since ended. But I have to say, man, these people are just horrible. We're actually going to be doing a special episode all about Kiss fans and what kind of horrible pieces of trash that they are. That's going to be our next episode. So everybody needs to tune in for that. Lots of dirt on Kiss, lots of fun. We're doing a fuck these Kiss fans fucking episode, guys. But
we got to have the fucking cough syrup, bro. Don't forget the cough syrup.
I'm pretty sure, man. But does he have anything else you don't want to add? You guys, is that it? What's up, man?
No, I think I'm good, man. Now I'm just worried about fucking parking attendants coming and getting me in the night, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. So that's it. I'm Roy Goddamn. He's Eric Lawton. He's Mike Lockhart. And we'll see y'all motherfuckers next week.
Before we go much further, give me $1 so I can buy a rubber. They catch a cab to his high-rise apartment. At last he can tell her exactly what his heart meant. His heart's beating like a drum, 'cause at last he's got this girl home. Oh, relax, baby, now we're all alone. I'm sorry, but I'm out of KY jelly. Never mind sugar, we can catch the early movie.